The Entrepreneurial Journey podcast. We're talking business and building a culture that's kick-ass. Where we make it happen. Grab your seat, let's have a blast. At the Entrepreneurial Journey podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Entrepreneurial Journey podcast. Today I have Anna White with me. Hello, Anna. How are you? Good stuff. Now, Anna is the founder and owner of the Scotland Shop. I think the clue's in the title, but tell us what you do and who you serve and what you sell. I love that. How did you get started? Yeah, you're right. The Borders, it has a fabulous history of textiles, doesn't it? What was it about the Borders that meant that the textile industry really sort of collected there in Scotland? Was it the water? Was it the climate? What was it? Ah, I see. Okay, what's your favorite tartan? It does. It is. I really like tartan as well. And you go into a shop and you're mesmerized by the combinations of the colors and the patterns. And yeah, it is beautiful, beautiful fabric. So do you export the finished garments or just the fabric? Uh-huh. Nice. Beautiful. And who are your biggest customers? Which is your biggest export market? I hadn't realized you opened a shop in New York State. That's amazing. How's that going? Uh-huh. That is that's so cool. Whereabouts in New York State is it? Yeah. Yeah, there's so many Scottish connections, aren't there? I was at the Johnny Walker Experience last night and wandering around the ground floor, every customer in there was American, and the connection they feel to Scotland is incredible, actually. It's really nice. Several generations down the line as well, the connection's so strong, isn't it? Yeah, no, it's lovely, it's really nice, and you am I right in thinking then you're manufacturing in the Borders, is that right? Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That's what I love about small to medium-sized enterprises is that you normally they employ direct from the community, they give people in the community jobs that they wouldn't normally have access to in flexible ways that, bigger companies can't always accommodate, and I think that's one of the reasons SMEs are the backbone of the global economy because they work directly in the communities that they're placed in, and you can serve the whole of the world, which is fabulous, isn't it? Yeah, yeah, it's cool. A true entrepreneur, Anna. "Oh, look, another shiny thing. Let's do that." Good. So, have you just won an export award? Did I get that correct on Oh, that's good. Right, right. Yeah, what they don't include, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe they haven't included digital products in I don't know, have they? Have they? Yeah. Well, I'll be interested in their details and speak to them actually for the podcast because there are so many different ways to export these days, and I'm really keen to hear from you because there'll be people listening to this who, like you, are perhaps sitting in a smaller community thinking, I can't possibly export. I'm too small. What sort of top three tips would you give somebody who's starting out on that export journey? Yeah, yeah. Mm. It yeah, it really is to visit, isn't it? It's so crucial because you just pick up the vibe, the energy of the place, you make connections that stay with you for a long time, actually, whether they're connections that you utilize straight away or later. But yeah, you absolutely have to go there, and you can now just get on a plane and visit. I found the chambers of commerce really useful, actually. Yeah, yeah, right, yeah, yeah. So don't we yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You can go out there and come back and go, "Actually, that's not the right market for us," or, "It's not the right time to go into that market." We haven't yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We have an American friend, and she basically packs her suitcase home full of Nairn's oatcakes. 'Cause she lives in Minnesota, and they can't get them in Minnesota for whatever reason, and if they can get them, they're hideously expensive. Yeah. So, yeah, she basically brings a suitcase back to America full of Nairn's oatcakes. So, where you're ambitious and you have ideas, where are you taking the business, Anna? What's happening next? Okay. Mm. Yeah. Alright. Uh-huh. Okay. I hope so. Oh, well, that's good. Y it is, and you can only do one thing at a time, and so, okay, so if somebody's coming to Edinburgh, and by the way, tourism in Edinburgh is going through the roof. Every other voice I hear on the Edinburgh street is, "Oh, yeah, when we get back to our hotel," or when we've done this tour," or that it's really taken off again, which is great. So when they've done the Scotland shop on Princes Street in Edinburgh, which town do they visit to do the Scotland shop in the Borders? Where should they head to? Ah, okay. Yeah. Right, 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 right. It's the engine room. Right. And would you go east? Is there a market in China and Japan, for example? Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. Good. Yeah, good. Sounds like a plan, definitely. Okay, so if your business had a personality or a character, Anna, how would you describe it? Yeah, 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 yeah. I love that. Kay Kaylee rather than black tie, that's absolutely perfect. I think that's, yeah, ideal. So, okay, I can see the business growing and expanding. It's no longer just a job for you, or I don't know whether it ever was just a job, because that passion really comes through in your voice. And my final question, I don't know whether you're gonna be able to answer this, is what is it about the, brand Scotland that people across the world really are drawn to? People love the Scottish brand, and it's not just if they're from Scotland or have connections to Scotland. What do you think it is about that people love so much? Mm. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, kind yeah, I've made it my home for the past 27 years now, and my 3 kids were all born here, and I ended up marrying a Scot, so there is definitely something that keeps me here, and I'm kind of with you. I think the 2 things for me are the people and the landscape. The landscape is just breathtaking. I don't think there's anywhere more beautiful on the planet than Scotland on a it doesn't have to be warm, but just when the sky's clear blue, there's just nowhere more beautiful, and the people make me laugh. I think the sense of humor and the dry, often quite dark humor really appeals to me in the storytelling. I think that's probably what does it for me from an outsider's perspective. Yeah. It's lovely. Yeah, that we have a Ukrainian lady staying with us, and she had to nip over to Poland for something. She came back to Edinburgh Airport, and she said, I felt like I'd come home." And I thought, "Well, that's wonderful. That is really nice. Really, really nice." Wonderful. Anna, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I know this is a very busy time of year for you. And best of luck in conquering the world with your wonderful Scottish products.
The Entrepreneurial Journey podcast. We're talking business and building a culture that's kick